This is kind of like a companion sequel to a book that I read last year called, oh my god, she just makes me feel so many things. Oh my god, okay. Oh wow, oh wow, okay. Hello everybody, it's Sara, welcome back to my channel. Today I really wanted to talk to you all about my most anticipated books of 2022. But before we dive into all of these books, let me address the elephant in the room, or rather what I hope is the elephant in the room, in case I haven't uploaded this video correctly, but I have a new camera. In case you couldn't tell, the quality of this video should be way superior to what my other videos look like, and in case I keep on looking at myself into the viewfinder in this video, it's because I never had a viewfinder before and now I have one, which is crazy. I can see myself. It's kind of insane. Anyway, so yeah, got a new camera, very excited about it, which is also one of the main reasons why I really wanted to film this video this week, because I wasn't thinking on filming a most anticipated books of 2022 because I don't really normally keep up a lot with new releases, but then I got this new camera, so I thought, you know what, I should just film a video. So here we are. I'm honestly so happy that I can't stop smiling about this and my cheeks are already hurting. But let's talk about my most anticipated books of 2022. Like I said, I'm not normally someone who really keeps up with all of the new books that are coming out. I normally know only about like the books that are written by my favorite authors that are coming out, but as I was scrolling through my Goodreads, I actually realized that I had quite a long list. I have like over 10 books that I want to talk about with you all today, which is kind of crazy to me. And right off the bat, I have to tell you that I don't know a lot about all of these books. I just know that they're by some of my favorite authors, or they're ones that I've heard about and I'm excited about, but I don't know like too much in terms of synopsis. But let us dive in. Also, I have to tell you, these are not in order. I didn't check the publication date for all of these. I just know that they all come out in 2022, so I'll put the publication date like on the screen so you will know, but they're not in order at all. So the first book that I want to talk about should be absolutely no surprise to all of you, and that is Lore Olympus Volume 2 by Rachel Smythe. I just love Lore Olympus so much. It is definitely one of my favorite graphic novels of all time, if not my favorite graphic novel of all time. Probably tie in with Heartstopper at this point. I just love this story so much. In case you don't know, it's a Greek mythology modern retelling of the myth of Hades and Persephone, and it's just absolutely wonderful. It's full of romance and humor and also pretty hard-hitting topics as well, and I just love it with all of my heart. I cannot stop talking about it, and volume 2 is coming out this year, so obviously I'm going to pick this one up and reread it because I've already read the entirety of the graphic novel, because you can read it on Webtoon. And yeah, I'm just very excited to have this physical copy in my hands. Then the second book that I want to talk about is I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. Casey McQuiston is definitely one of my favorite authors of all time. I have loved every single book that I have read by them, and so when I heard that they were coming out with their first YA novel, I was so excited. And all that I know about this one is that it's about this girl Shara Wheeler who disappears overnight, and then this girl and those two boys whom she kissed before disappearing team up together to try to find her. I think that this just sounds like a very funny and interesting story, and I know that Casey McQuiston is going to deliver everything that they have on the cuteness and humor, so I cannot wait for this one. And I think that this one comes out in March, so it's pretty soon, and I am so excited about it. Then the next book that I want to talk about is Furysong by Rosaria Munda, and this is the third book into the Aurelian Circle, the first one being Fireborn. This is one of my favorite YA fantasy series. I talk about it all of the time, I feel like, on this channel, and I just love it so much. So I know that I'm definitely going to be picking up the third book in the trilogy when it comes out this year. I'm going to be very sad to leave all of those characters behind once the story is over, but I can't wait to see what happens, even though I still haven't picked up book 2 because I'm terrible. But I know that once I finish that second book, I'm going to be even more excited about the third one. So yeah, can't wait for that one either. Then the next book that I want to talk about is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, and I know that this book was already out last year actually because it was self-published before, but now I think it's being published by Tor, and I'm very excited to read this book. I've heard so many incredible things about about it, but I've also heard kind of like mixed reviews. Some people say that they wish that it was edited a little bit. So yeah, that's why I've been kind of like holding off reading it for now. But I've also seen that the author apparently added like a couple of chapters or a couple of scenes in this new edition. So I'm even more excited about the fact that I waited, because I'm gonna have even more content in this book. So yeah, very excited to read this one. Also, this cover is stunning. Moving on, I really want to talk about Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is the new book by the author of People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read, which are two romance books that I really enjoyed. So when I heard that she was coming out with a new one that is also centered around books, I was so happy and excited. I cannot wait to read this one. This is one of those that I know absolutely nothing about. I just know that I enjoyed her other two books so much that this one definitely had to be on this list. I think that the two main characters work in the publishing industry, but maybe I'm completely wrong about that. But I just know that I loved her other books so much, like I said, so I feel like this one is definitely going to be a fun ride. Then the next one is one that I feel like so many people are anticipating so much, and that book is Babel, or The Necessity of Violence, an arcane history of the Oxford Translators' Revolution by R.F. Kuang. First of all, can we talk about this title? This title is absolutely perfect. It is so good. I feel like this could be like the title of a PhD, and it just fits so perfectly with the subject matter of this book. And obviously I feel like this is one of the most highly anticipated book release of this year, because everybody is so obsessed with the Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Kuang. Personally, I read the first book and I didn't feel the need to continue with the series, mainly because like it was a little bit too much for me in terms of violence. It really shook me to my core. But I am so excited about this one, because apparently this is kind of like a dark academia fantasy novel that focuses on translation and the way that translation is used as a colonial tool. And that sounds absolutely incredible. Like, I don't need to know anything more. I just want to read this book now. It sounds so good, and yeah, I'm just really excited for this one. And I feel like that's the case for literally everybody and their mother on BookTube, but I needed to mention it once again. Then the next book that I want to talk about is The League of Gentlewomen Witches by India Holton. This is kind of like a companion sequel to a book that I read last year called, oh my god, The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. That's the title of that book, and I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like a Regency era romance with like a touch of whimsy, a touch of fantasy, and it was just so completely ridiculous and hilarious. So I feel like this one is going to be so fun. And you know, it just combines two of my favorite things, which are witchy books and Regency era romance novels. So I feel like it's just going to be such a good combo, and I feel like it's definitely going to be a wild ride if it is anything like the first one, because oh my god, this book was so full of unexpected things, and it definitely kept me on my toes. Then the next book that I want to talk about is The Romantic Agenda by Claire Kann. This is an adult romance novel that focuses on our main character, who is asexual, which is so amazing. I'm so excited for ace rep in romance. Every single time that I see one of them, there aren't that many, but every single time that I see one, I just get so excited, and I just want to read it. I've also read Claire Kann's YA novel, which was also about asexuality, and I really enjoyed that. So I cannot wait to see the rep in this book. All that I know about it besides that is that it deals with fake dating and two characters who are pretending to date, but then slowly start to have feelings towards one another. And yeah, I'm just so excited to read this one. I feel like it's going to be such a nice experience, and I just really hope that we get more ace rep in romance in the future, because we need it. It's important, and it's so great that this book is coming out this year. I'm so excited. Then the next book is also another romance novel, but that book is The Gentleman's Gambit by Evie Dunmore, which is the fourth and final book into the League of Extraordinary Women series, which is one of my favorite Regency era romance series. I just adore it so much, and in every different book we follow one of the different main characters and her love story. And so in this one we're going to follow Katerina, who is definitely one of my favorite characters. I just really love her. She's such a nerd, so I can't wait to see what happens with her. And yeah, I feel like this one is once again going to be such a fun ride. I just love these novels. They're pure escapism at heart, and they're funny and cute and steamy, and yeah, I would highly recommend these, and I cannot wait for the last one. Then the next book that I really want to talk about is All My Rage by Sara Tahir. This is her first YA contemporary novel, and it follows these two kids who live in the desert, and I think that it is inspired by her own experience growing up. And I don't know more about the plot or the story itself, but I love Sara Tahir's writing. I absolutely adored An Ember in the Ashes, and I'm just very excited to read a new book by her. I think it's going to be very interesting and probably very emotional because she just makes me feel so many things. So yeah, I'm very excited about this one too. Then the next book that I'm excited about is Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn, which is the second book into the Legendborn series. And I read Legendborn last year and absolutely loved it. It was definitely one of my favorite YA fantasies that I read last year. And so I'm very excited to read the second book. The cover is absolutely glorious. It's so beautiful, and I just can't wait to see where the story and all of the characters go. I'm very excited to learn more about this world, and I feel like it's just going to be such a wild ride. The first one was so intense, I couldn't stop reading it, and I feel like it's definitely going to be the same thing with that second one, or at least I really hope so. But yeah, I have very high expectations for this one, and I can't wait to finally get to it. Then the next book that I want to talk about is An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan. This is the author of The Astonishing Color of After, which is a book that I really enjoyed, and that one was a contemporary with a dash of like magic, but I think that this one is actually a full-on fantasy, which I'm really excited about because I love the whimsical kind of quality of The Astonishing Color of After. So I feel like this one is going to be right up my alley, and I really don't know anything about the synopsis. I just know that I really enjoyed Emily X.R. Pan's writing and also her character work, so I'm definitely very intrigued by this one. The second to last book that I want to talk about is Husband Materials by Alexis Hall. This is the sequel to Boyfriend Material, which I read last year as well. So when I heard that there was going to be a sequel, I was so excited because I really enjoyed Boyfriend Material. It was such a fun ride. I love the characters. I love that it also explored many different themes, not just a romance between the two characters, but it also talked about mental health and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm just very excited about this one. I think it's going to be so funny and so sweet, so I can't wait. And then finally, the last book that I want to talk about in today's video is called Reader, I Murdered Him by Betsy Cornwell. This is actually a book that I heard Books with Chloe talk about on her most anticipated releases of 2022 video, and it intrigued me so much. First of all, the title is absolutely amazing. It doesn't have a cover, and the synopsis is very short, but I'm going to read it out to you because I think it sounds so interesting. It says, in this daring tale of female agency and revenge from a New York Times best-selling author, a girl becomes a teenage vigilante who roams Victorian England using her privilege and power to punish her friends' abusive suitors and keep other young women safe. Are you kidding me? That sounds absolutely amazing. As you all know, I'm always down for feminist tales. I love historical fiction that centers on women, especially unhinged women. I love them so much. So yeah, when I heard that synopsis the first time, I was like, oh my god, I need this. This sounds like a book for me. And I don't know, I feel like it's going to be a little bit humoristic, maybe a little bit provocative because of the title, and that sounds right up my alley. So yeah, definitely want to give this one a try this year too. Alright, so there you all have it. These are all of the books that I'm the most anticipating for this year. Let me know down below if there are any other books that I should check out, because I do really love to get all of your recommendations, and I hope that you really enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!